Good morning and welcome to the Dunton Homestead. So today, it's a beautiful day outside, still a little chill out there, but we got a lot of rain yesterday, so it's wet, so my plans of moving some of the strawberries over to the new bed isn't going to work out. I just don't want to get yucky, unless wind picks up and dries up a bit this afternoon. So I'm working on indoor projects today. Today, I grabbed all of the various stages of my apple cider vinegar that I've been working on over the last few months, and I'm going to strain them and just begin the next step, and I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm going along. So what I have here is finished product of apple cider vinegar that I had started a few months ago. Have different stages of working on it, because anytime I'm using apples and don't use the peels for them, I am saving them and making apple cider vinegar. I'm doing this because apple cider vinegar is very good for your digestive system to have it on hand. It's free. I mean, it's something that you would normally just be throwing away anyway. And also, it makes a great cleaning product. You can dilute it with water and add your favorite essential oils to it. And it's great for cleaning. So what I had done is I had two of these full that I had done the same time, and both of them I strained out the apples and the apple scraps out of them and gave that to the chickens a month ago. So then you just keep them, you pour them back into a container and keep them in a dark location for another month. Month is up. You can see on the top here, this is called the mother. This is what you're looking for. This is how you know you've been successful with it. When I tried this last winter, I was not successful. I did not grow a mother. It grew gold. So this is pretty exciting that this is actually working out. I will show you. I am straining it into a pan, and this was what was inside the bottle. And this is the mother. This is what gives you all the good probiotics that is in apple cider vinegar. So I'm not sure what to do with the mother once I have it off. I'm not sure. I mean, I use some of it to restart another batch just to get a starter, sort of like what you do with the sourdough. But I'm curious, and if anybody knows this, let me know if you can freeze dry this and save it for something else. I don't know what to do with it. In the mean, I'm going to pour the solid of it. I'm just going to put it into the jug with the other one, and for safekeeping, because I don't know what else to do with it at this point. And then, what do I do with my funnel? I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the jug. And then I'm going to cap it off. Hopefully cut down on the fruit flies that like to show up whenever you're doing something that's like this. I thought I'd take you out with me while I just feed these apple scraps to the chickens. I don't think anything else I'm working on today I'm going to have any scraps for them. So, but first I wanted to show you that Rick finished digging up all the bricks that were on this side of the garden. She should be able to till this for me and have it ready for me when I'm ready to put the broccoli and cauliflower in. And those are all the bricks that came out of that area. It's kind of crazy. I feel like I need to build something now because I have materials. Rainy, the rooster that had gotten frostbitten, we moved out a few days ago into the lower garden. Get him out of the garage, get him hopefully moving around and get pooping better. Rick set up one of the dog crates, covered it, and put a roost in there, and that's where he's been going in at night. Tonight, however, he's probably going to join the other two roosters after dark, see how that goes. But he's doing much better. I mean, he looks pretty good. The dark spots on his comb and on his wattles, I mean, they're still there. But, I mean, he's faring much better than I expected. Raven and Beast are doing all right. Cohabitating, and Raven has continued to lay like an egg every other day or so. I'm not going to open up this and put it in because, frankly, I just don't trust Beast. I mean, miniature dinosaurs. Scary. I'm going to kind of toss these over the top here for the girls. They decreased in laying eggs to the point where I had to stop selling eggs. So I was just selling eggs at church, and it was getting to the point where we just didn't have enough for our households to provide for my dad and my oldest son and his wife and us. So I had to put a stop on it for a little while until they pick up again, which I'm sure they will as soon as the days start getting longer again. Next up is not homesteading or prepping or anything like that related. My son asked me if I could get some Skittles and freeze dry them so he could bless a couple of fire departments. He's a fireman for Charlotte, and he wanted to give some out. So that's what I'm doing right now. So not healthy, but all rainbow colors going on there. Got a bag of Skittles from Amazon. My husband brought home some lollipops a couple weeks ago and wondered what they would be like freeze-dried, so I put a few on there. And we'll go ahead and get them in as soon as the cooling chamber is there, which is about 30 seconds away. Last night I took out of the freeze dryer some granola bars that I had made. So I did this. I made a baked oatmeal recipe that I've been making for years. I tweaked it so it's a little bit more healthy. I've taken out the vegetable oil and replaced it with butter, cut the sugar down in half, and this is like the third time I did it that I actually am happy the way it came out. The first time I had it too thick, so I did it more in sheet pans when I baked it out. So I made the mix, baked it out, and then freeze dried it. I cut the squares and before I put them into the freeze dryer, and now they're pretty crunchy, much like you would buy in the store, but I know exactly what the ingredients are in it. So I made some with chocolate chips on top, some plain, and some with honey drizzled on top. So good. It's real good. Now, before when I've tried to just make them in the oven, I was never able to get the consistency or the texture how I wanted it. It was always chewy. It was either burnt. So this actually worked out really well. A couple of other things that I had in there is I had a room for a few apples. The oatmeal, the granola bars only took up 3 trays, so I put another load of apples in it. Apples are a favorite here, and did you know that apples are one of the foods that detoxify your body, help to detoxify your body of metals that you take in from the environment? That's something a lot of people have been talking about lately, and I was like, oh, is there a food or something that can actually help detoxify your body? And apples was like the #1. Now, if you're not getting organic apples, and these were not organic apples, and you go ahead and you peel them, I mean, most of your pesticides and stuff is coming off in the peel. So, love apples. Next week I want to get more fruits and get more fruits from the shelf. Also, one of my other sons brought home a bag of these, also not healthy. Everybody is bringing home things new. I wonder what this would be like freeze-dried. So, this is a graham cracker crusted marshmallow that was filled with milk chocolate. And this is how they came out. And I only did a couple of them. I'm not going to eat them, but I heard from the other two that they were really good. So they go in this size, come out this size. I got a baggie. I don't expect this to be around very long, so I'm not going to pack it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. This will be gone by the end of tonight. Someone will grab it up. The freeze dryer is ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and load the trays. I've closed the valve. Because there's pretty much no moisture in this at all, these will be done sometime tomorrow. So in the effort of being totally transparent, I love my freeze dryer. The last couple loads I've been having problems when I've been going to at the end of the cycle, and I go to push the button. It's not a button as much as a panel. Nothing happens. There's no connection. So if I wanted to choose more drying time or defrost or no defrost, I am not able to push. None of those buttons will connect when I touch it. That's happened the last 2 times, and I've had to force quit it, like shut it off, to shut the machine off in the middle of the cycle before the cycle has officially ended. If anybody has a Harvest Right freeze dryer and has experienced this problem, you go ahead and comment below. I'm thinking that if it keeps happening, I'm going to need to contact them. The freeze dryer was a big investment. I love it, and I want to continue to have it. And I have barely had it for 5 months now, so I feel like it shouldn't be doing that. So if you have any input on that, go ahead and let me know. Getting ready to set the timer for my second round of chicken bone broth, which I started on Saturday. Just waiting for it to come up the pressure so I can set the timer. My first load came out already. So I'll end up with 14 quarts of chicken bone broth. I also took the bones, picked through the bones after when I drained it off, and I have pureed that. That's in the freezer, and it will go in the freeze dryer with the next batch of whatever it is that I put in there in a day or so, and then I'll have bone meal to add to the dog's food. My process for starting chicken bone broth is I throw a couple of chicken carcasses in the crock pot, and I add not filtered water. I don't filter my water except for the water that I drink, but I pour off, when I know I'm going to do it ahead of time, I will pour off the water that I will need and let the chemicals from what the town treats the water with, let it dissipate. And that's what I'll use to make the bone broth. And every 6 hours, I'll let it come up to a boil. After it's been boiling for 6 hours, I will drain off probably 3 to 4 quarts and let it cool down a little bit, put it in the fridge, and I'll keep doing that over, I'll do it 6 hours, and then overnight I'll do it in the morning, and then 6 hours later, and then the next morning. And I usually have it simmering in the crock pot for about 2 to 3 days, and then take everything out of the fridge, drain off the fat. You can do that just by pouring a sieve into the big stock pot, you know, catch the fat. And since I started doing that, I have a lot better luck having all of the lids sealed, which is cool. My gauge has come up, showing me it's trying to reach the pressure. I'm going to let the steam go for 10 minutes, and go ahead and start the time for 90 minutes per quart. And there's my 14 quarts of chicken bone broth. It's time to stock up and get some breakfast burritos in the freezer, so there's no excuse for someone not to have breakfast or lunch. If they want it, they can just grab it and go. And I got the bacon and the eggs, cheese, just about done. I'm going to throw them in tortillas and roll them up, put them in the freezer. I ended up with 10 breakfast burritos ready to go into the freezer for grab-and-go meals. I wasn't able to make quite as many. I had a little bit of egg mixture left over. I did not have as many wraps as what I thought I did going into it. So it's pretty good for today. So that's it for today. I wanted to close this out before it got too dark to come out here. If I wait much longer, the house will get busy and noisy with people coming home from work, and the dogs wanting to eat, and just the hustle and bustle of the evening. So I just wanted to close this out now. But before I did, I just wanted to mention something. If you follow people on YouTube, there's been a change in the algorithms where if you subscribe to somebody, you don't necessarily get the notifications that they've posted a video. So when you follow people on YouTube, and I'm not just talking about myself, I have 99 subscribers. I'm just a very small guppy in this fishbowl. But it really helps those that take the time to put up videos, that people that you follow. If you follow them, obviously you follow them because you like them. It helps them if you subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you like their videos and hit the notification bell. Make sure that it's still colored in, the little notification bell still colored in, so you'll get notifications so that you'll know when you got a video. You'll see somewhere on your phone, it'll probably pop up that so-and-so posted a video, because it really helps the algorithms. It's hard with all the big tech social medias constantly changing the way they do things. It's hard to be seen if you're out there. And a lot of people, like I follow a lot of people. I've learned a lot from following various gardeners, homesteaders. Recently picked up, like in the last 6 months, some herbalists, and I don't want to miss a video. I don't want to miss a video, and I'm finding that I have to search out, because it's like, oh geez, they haven't posted anything in a long time. Turns out they did. I just didn't get the notification. So you just have to do the best you can. All that you can do is like and subscribe. So that's all I got. You go on with your week, and thank you for joining me today. Be a blessing and be blessed.